after the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball is presented by Progressive. The D-backs are the hottest team in the National League right now, and they're set tonight to roll out their latest edition. Lars Nootbaar makes his D-backs debut against the Padres on D-backs TV. Good evening from Chase Field. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly along the way. Nootbaar in the lineup tonight as the DH, that left-hand bat the front office wanted to acquire at the trade deadline. The Diamondbacks, however, did not trade for a first baseman yesterday. And the funny thing is, Bob, lately they haven't really needed one.
Yeah, it's been a three-headed monster down there for the most part. Timmy Tawa last night with a big three-run homer to left field. And Tyler Locklear's been involved on that last road trip. He went deep. And Ildemaro Vargas, who has got most of the playing time over there at first base, he bangs out an RBI hit in Cleveland. One thing to note about those three guys, one error combined between those three. They're really filling the void. Much more production the last 28 games out of that first base by committee. Your player progressive profile. Eduardo Rodriguez against Randy Vasquez, your pitching matchup tonight. We're hoping Eduardo gets that complete game he is so desperately looking for. Vasquez, he may be an opener before a bulk guy. He may be a legitimate starter. We'll see. D-backs 17-5 and Erod's 22 starts this year. He was never better than last week in Pittsburgh when they desperately needed some length. Yeah, and once again, a lot of soft contact, a lot of quick innings for the Diamondbacks. Get them back in that dugout swinging the bats. And Eduardo Rodriguez, 105 pitches last time. We'll see how much gas is in the tank tonight as they try to make it 2 in a row over the Padres. James McCann is behind the plate. Another big offensive night for him last night. Jody Jackson and Mark Grace have tonight's started lineups when we come back on D-backs TV.
A family.
Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Jeep, there's only one. And by YRefi. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to YRefi.com. Another big game between these two National League West teams, and the Diamondbacks 2 up in the wild card on the Padres today. Jody Jackson alongside Mark Grace. And Gracie, congratulations again to Gabriel Moreno and his wife, the birth of their second child. Paternity list for Gabby for today, but James McCann steps in, and not only is this not a drop-off, it's actually quite the opposite. The guy's been batting .500 lately.
Yeah, he's not only batting .500, but he's showing some power as well as some opposite field. He's just been a complete hitter. You see a couple of home runs that he hit. He's hit 3 just in the last 8 games. Look at that. 13 RBIs in the last 8 games. You know why it's so high, Jody? Because he's had an RBI in his last 7 games. So there has been no drop-off. Yes, Gabby Moreno has been fabulous, but man, James McCann has been right there with him.
And there is Lars Nootbaar. He has never worn a uniform other than St. Louis Cardinals, drafted in 18, but he's excited to be here. He said he's such a great fit. We're going to find out. We're going to get to see him out on the field tonight as the DH, though.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm looking forward to seeing him. I watched him play in St. Louis for a few years, and you know, he was a fan favorite there too. You know, I don't know if the Diamondback fans will do the new, you know, every time he does something well. I hope the Diamondback fans catch on to that.
Yeah, Trajan Wealth lineup for the D-backs as they take on Randy Vasquez, at least to start the game. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, the Diamondbacks all-star, is on the hill tonight at Chase.
Hey, Chris, I didn't recognize.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance, a grand slam for your budget. Visit progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay in play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth, going above and beyond to help you build a secure financial future. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. Eduardo Rodriguez and the Diamondbacks, the hottest team in the National League. They've won 15 of their last 21 and began today tied with the Phillies for the second National League wild card spot. Philadelphia just beat the Washington Nationals 5-0. So it's time to keep pace. Diamondbacks 15-6 since July 9th, the National League's best record. And they have their big left-hander on the mound tonight. Your Y-Refi starting pitcher stats for Eduardo Rodriguez, continuing his all-star season. That ERA is fourth best in the league. And tonight faces the Padres for the first time this year.
Coming off a tremendous outing against the Pirates on that last road trip. 8 scoreless innings, gave up only 5 hits, 1 walk, only struck out 2 batters, but that's his MO. Go out there, throw the ball in the strike zone, make the other team put it in play, and let that stellar defense work behind you.
Padres offense has a tall order. Some of their left-handers on the bench, but they have Fernando Tatis Jr., of course, in the leadoff spot.
Yeah, Tatis Jr., as a matter of fact, the top 4 in the Padres lineup yesterday went hitless. They had all their offensive action from the guys at the bottom of the order. Hopefully more of the same here tonight.
Let's get a look around the diamond out. The D-back defense, that's brought to us by Car Shield. Corbin Carroll in right field.
Yeah, made some nice defensive plays out there in right field. We expect that from Corbin. We need the bat to get going. Since July 1st, he's hit 162, 3 homers, 9 RBIs, only 2 multi-hit games in a 27-game stretch.
Let's keep this thing rolling along, Bob Bradley. Time for your Jeep keys to the game.
Well, that was a very clean game last night. Good pitching, good defense, timely hitting. So lather, rinse, and repeat. Do it again. And for the Padres, they were misfiring last night offensively, but they always have that running game. If they get the right guys on base, they're 3rd in the National League in stolen bases.
Paul Clemens, our plate umpire, back there calling balls and strikes. And Fernando Tatis Jr. sent to lead it off, second of a 4-game set against the San Diego Padres here in downtown Phoenix. Tatis had a pair of 1-pitch outs in his first 2 at-bats against Brandon Pfaadt in last night's Diamondback win. A little less aggressive so far here, 280 and 8 homers. In fact, Tatis saw a total of only 4 pitches in his first 3 times up last night. Very aggressive against Pfaadt. And then finally struck out against Juan Murillo in that final at-bat in the 8th inning.
Very limited sample size, but in 4 at-bats, Tatis has 2 hits, both homers against Erod.
That's smoked and threw Arenado at 3rd down the line. Nolan tried the backhand swoop, and Tatis is in with a double. He hit it 106 miles an hour. So Tatis provides a bit of a wake-up call.
Talk about a wake-up call. First ball put in play right at you, about 105 miles, 106 miles an hour. That's a wake-up call for you.
For sure.
Tough hop out in front of Nolan Arenado. Had no chance on that one.
So Tatis a leadoff double ahead of Luis Rengifo, who's in the DH spot for the Padres today. He was in left field last night. Joe's bunt pulls back, takes a strike. The cutter's in there. It's 0-1. Both of Rengifo's home runs have come in his 16 games with the Padres after his release by the Brewers back in June. They have needed some healthy bodies, particularly in left field. A lot of injuries on the San Diego side. Rengifo singled last night. He was 1 for 4. They're missing guys like Ramon Laureano, Samad Taylor, Miguel Andujar, all on the injured list. And Rengifo acquired. He's done a nice job filling in. It's Craig Stammen, all smiles, the first-year Padre manager. His team just acquired yesterday a couple of good starting pitchers, Robbie Ray and Casey Mize.
We saw the skipper trot in from the bullpen in San Diego for years and years.
Erod 93 up above the belt. It's 2-2. And of course, Craig Stammen, a long-time major league reliever. 6 seasons coming out of the Padre bullpen. Finished up his playing career back in 2022. And now the manager. Rengifo fights off a 2-2. Again, a fastball up high for Erod. Manny Machado on deck. That's poke foul. Rodriguez has delivered, as we know, several command performances over the course of this year, but that win at Pittsburgh last Wednesday, nothing short of a masterclass. Torlavello put it, he said it was all about Eddie. He drove the bus, and he's behind the wheel again tonight. Well, really wants him to chase that heater up there. He's thrown that four-seamer up there a number of times, and now it's a full count 3-2.
Generally, Rengifo in these kind of situations will try to move the ball to the right side of the field. He showed bunt on the first pitch, but swinging away ever since.
Pitch number 8 in the at-bat. It's lifted to left center. Max Kepler's running over there, and Tatis has to stay put. That's the first out. Here comes Manny Machado. Machado batting just .208 this year. His OPS floating a tick above 700 would be at this point the lowest of his career. But he did hit several balls hard last night.
Still hitting for power, just not carrying much of an average.
0 for 4 as the DH in last night's series opener. He's got Tatis at second and 1 out. Backdoor curveball didn't quite get there. And he hit some balls hard last night, but was the victim of some solid defensive plays. One by Ryan Waldschmidt in center, another by Nolan Arenado at third. So that was an offer for Manny. Play on at second. Erod checks on Tatis as Marte sneaks in there.
Good idea. Tatis will steal third base. He's got 26 stolen bases on the season. He has been caught 11 times, but as I mentioned on the keys of the game, the Padres are looking for something to jumpstart this offense in this series. They were really shut down last night.
Yeah, they run. Tatis 26 steals. Jackson Merrill has 22. Bogart's 15. Changeup sailed away arm side. It's 2-0.
And Manny was DH in the ball game last night at his customary third base position this evening.
Machado was setting a blistering offensive pace during their slugging surge last month. He had a 16-game stretch in July. He hit .354. But he has cooled off since. 1 for 19 in his last 5 games. Ty France on deck behind him. It's 3-0. Back-to-back 3-ball counts for Erod. Machado slams it to left. And that will score Tatis as the Padres strike first. A pair of San Diego doubles and a run in the first for the Padres.
Another hard hit ball, 104 off the bat that time of Machado. Swinging away 3-0. Pitch wasn't really in the strike zone, up and in off the plate, but he hooks it down that left field line to put the Padres on the board.
20th double of the year for Manny. And now you deal with Ty France, the cleanup man. France walked and scored last night. He was 0 for 3. And Ofer snapped a streak of 3 straight multi-hit games for him. He's been a tremendous pickup for the Padres this year. After signing a minor league contract this spring, you can see the numbers: 294, 16 homers. He's done a nice job.
I didn't realize this. I saw it in the Padres media guide today. Ty France played for Tony Gwynn.
Yeah, San Diego State.
San Diego State.
He was a 34th round pick by the Padres. And he has found his way back where he began his career in brown and gold. Sinker at the top bar for strike 2.
There's Tony Gwynn Jr., and I assume that's his son.
Working on Padres radio just to our left here, Jesse Agnew. That's a block by McCann, and it keeps Machado at second base. Well, Erod last week against the Pirates. Here's another look at that. Won 8 scoreless innings. He's already given up a run here tonight. It's against a Pittsburgh club that has been neck and neck with the Diamondbacks for a wild card spot, as are the Padres. So every game
So critical. Fastball up high. It's 2-2.
Now, when Erod's had trouble this year, it's usually the first inning. His ERA in the first inning of ball games is 4.91. For the rest of the game, it's 1.99.
Pretty impressive. 20th pitch right here. Boy, he is living up there with this fastball. It has been consistent to all these Padre batters. At the top of this lineup, that four-seamer. Elevated at the top of the zone. Jackson Merrill on deck behind him. It's 2-2 on Ty France. 20 pitches so far, only 10 for strikes. Won't chase the changeup. So that's 3 consecutive 3-ball counts. And the pitches starting to pile up. Remember, he had a long afternoon last week at Pittsburgh. Threw 105 pitches, a season high in his last start. Hard to third. Arenado's got that one. The backhand scoop, a rocket off the bat of Ty France. And another hard hit ball against Eduardo Rodriguez. That one came in at 102 miles an hour.
Yeah, Nolan's ready for this one. One hopper very similar to the ball that Tatis hit that got down into the left field corner, but that time Nolan right there to go backhand, pick and throw.
Tatis hit at 106. France hit at 102. Machado smoked that double down the left field line. A lot of loud contact against Erod so far. 2 outs now for Merrill. Cutter's fouled away. Merrill singled at his first at bat last night, 1 for 4. Batting average down a bit this year, but the power's been there. He has been among those San Diego hitters driving this midsummer surge. The offense has really picked up the pace. It's 0-1.
Well, it almost had to. I mean, there's too many good hitters in this Padres lineup to think they were going to go a whole season scuffling the way they were early.
Merrill in his last 15 games has hit 386, including 6 home runs. Dangerous hitter up there, but facing a left-hand starter. And the cutter's away. It's ball 2. Merrill homered Sunday at Petco Park. San Diego took 3 of 4 from the Giants over the weekend. And that one rolls into right.
Throw him out.
Here he comes. Here's the throw from Corbin. McCann can't scoop it. Machado scores. Merrill's in at second. And San Diego has 2 in the first. Might have had a play on Manny, who's kind of limping gingerly back into the Padre dugout. A single and an RBI.
Jerks that ball through the right side. I thought Corbin had a real good chance to throw him out right here, but it's a real tough short hop for James McCann behind the plate. See how that ball came up. He tried to just sweep it and tag all in one motion.
3 hits in the inning, 2 runs home for San Diego. Brian Kaplan out to the mound. This is quite a different look than we saw from Eduardo last week against the Pirates. Already at 26 pitches. As you said a moment ago, Bob, this first inning is when, he's not had a lot of problems this year, obviously, but the first inning has been one.
That's now 14 first inning runs on the season. The rest of the games that he's pitched, he's only given up 26 runs. Innings 2 through 8.
Well, trying to keep it at 2 here in the first. Bogarts, the shortstop, steps in at 221. OPS is by far the lowest of his 14-year career. Merrill took second on the throw. It's an RBI single. That's up the middle and into center. It's another Padre hit. They will wave Merrill. It's a 3-run San Diego first.
Big loopy breaking ball that time that ended up on the outer third of the plate. Bogart sends it right back over the rubber into center field. Merrill runs extremely well. No chance to throw him out at the plate.
You go back to last week at Pittsburgh, the 105 pitches for Erod, a season high, and you wonder if there's
Sort of a hangover here tonight to get this one started. Freddie Fermin, the catcher, bats seventh. Bogart's on the move. McCann's throw is not in time. We mentioned the Padres. They like to steal. That 16 for Bogarts. He's only been caught once.
This is a much more energetic Padres ball club than the one we saw in the game last night. They were very, very quiet offensively through the early part of that ball game, but hitting the ball hard, scoring runs, stealing bases.
Now to center, Ryan Waldschmidt cracking this one. 4 hits for San Diego, 3 home in the Padre first. Diamondbacks set to counterpunch against Randy Vasquez. Welcome back to Chase Field on D-backs TV. Corbin Carroll will lead it off against your Padres starter tonight, the right-hander Randy Vasquez, who has been among those trying to hold this San Diego starting staff together while they wait for their rotation reinforcements.
Yeah, I mentioned he may be a legitimate starter tonight. He's done that 17 times this year, but lately they kind of back him up with a bulk guy depending on how many innings he can give them.
He has been a jack of all trades on this Padres pitching staff. Diamondbacks getting their first look at Vasquez this year. He had a right ankle bruise which put him on the injured list during our 4-game visit at Petco Park last month. So they've not seen him yet this year. Corbin Carroll gets first look after a 3-run San Diego first. Of course, those rotation reinforcements acquired yesterday, Robbie Ray from the Giants and Casey Mize from the Tigers. No word on when each of those guys will make their Padre debuts. There's a strike to Corbin, 244 and 16 homers. 0 for 5 last night. He struck out twice. And that 0 for, by the way, snapped Corbin's 15-game on-base streak. And once again, his numbers are going backwards. Cutter ran in for ball 2. It's been a season of extended cold streaks for Corbin Carroll. Right now, in his last 30 games, he's batting 148. Foul back here, and it's 2-2.
I mentioned it earlier. Since July 1st, he's only had 32 multi-hit games. Excuse me. We're used to seeing Corbin rack up the hits, 2 or 3 a ball game, take a walk here and there.
Rolls it to second for Jake Cronenworth. As we get a look around the diamond at the Padres tonight defensively.
We're going to highlight Ty France down there at first base. We mentioned he played for Tony Gwynn at San Diego State. This guy was an all-star back in 22 for the Seattle Mariners. He was a Gold Glove winner last year for the Toronto Blue Jays. Real good pickup for the Padres.
That split the last season between the Twins and the Blue Jays. Wound up in the World Series. Not a bad deal. Got a situation here. Somebody lose a pitch count?
Looks like it when he was running down to back up first base. It must have come off the shin guard right there.
By the way, we're told that Casey Mize, acquired from the Tigers, will start tomorrow's game for San Diego, and Robbie Ray will go Friday against Houston. Walker Buehler set to pitch the series finale here for San Diego on Thursday. And Jerry takes a timeout. Perdomo 242 and 9 homers. Continues getting on base. Only 6 players in the majors have more walks this year than Geraldo Perdomo, who has walked this year far more than he struck out, much like he did last year. It's a ball and a strike. Your hitting coaches, Joe Mather on the left, Damian Easley on the right. That cutter just did catch the corner down there for strike 2. Perdomo on base throughout last night's game. He singled twice and walked. Base hit for Perdomo. It's in the gap. He's on board ahead of Max Kepler. Perdomo on base again.
I'd like to see more of that from all the left-handed hitters in the Diamondbacks lineup. So many times they just pitch him away, and as we've seen the defensive shift, there's all kinds of holes on that left side of the infield, and Jerry takes advantage.
Hard hit the other way, 97 miles an hour off the bat. Kepler bats third. Four-seamer right down Broadway, 224, couple of home runs for Max. Last night he walked, struck out, headed to a double play. And after that high sinker, it's 0-2.
Vasquez, like just about every other pitcher in the major leagues, throws 7 different pitches. He'll rely heavily on a four-seam fastball. We've seen the cutter already. He'll throw that to both righties and lefties. Some sinkers to righties, some curveballs to lefties.
Perdomo holds it first. Vasquez has been a jack of all trades on this Padres staff this year. Went 3-6 in 10 appearances in May and June. Most of those were starts. Since then he's worked in short relief, long relief, a little bit of everything. Pretty handy guy on this pitching staff. Came over from the Yankees a couple of years ago along with last night's starter Michael King in the deal for Juan Soto. Seven-year-old right-hander. Perdomo at first with a 1 out. 1-2 on Max Kepler. That's foul behind Dave McKay at first. Of course, another reason Mike Hazen told us yesterday they acquired Lars Nootbaar as a left-hand bat was because Kepler, who's been a nice addition, is not eligible to play in the postseason, given the conditions of his recent PED suspension. So you've, in a sense, got some left-handed depth with the addition of Nootbaar. He's the DH tonight. That's bounced to second. Cronenworth for 1, and that's it. Bogarts will eat that one. And that's the second out. Here comes Ketel Marte, and much like Corbin Carroll, another bat they desperately need to get going to keep this run rolling. They've won 15 of 21, but this has happened while both Corbin and Ketel, Bob, have been struggling.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to figure. I mean, I gave you Corbin's number since July 1st, 27 games, but the ball club is 17-10 over that stretch.
Seems counterintuitive for sure.
Yeah.
Ketel 249, 19 homers. Padres for the most part pitched around Ketel Marte last night.
They sure did. They didn't want to give him anything to hit.
Yeah, he walked his first 2 times up against starter Michael King, who seemed to want nothing to do with Ketel. It's hard to blame him. But the Diamondbacks just need more from Ketel. He's been quiet offensively. Last 25 games, he's hitting $184. Fermin sets up away. Marte skies it to center for Jackson Merrill. And the Diamondbacks cannot answer back after 1. They trail the Padres 3-0.
And Baja Blast at the ballpark.
Eduardo got that first inning out of the way, but he didn't come out of it unscathed. 2-0 fastball off the plate inside to Tatis. He doubles. Another fastball off the plate inside. 3-0 to Manny. He doubles. Let the change up in the middle of the plate. Hung a curveball. Just not putting the ball where he wants to quite yet. And that's his strength out there on the mound. Command and control.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. That first inning double by Tatis. The 182nd hard hit ball this year. That's the most of the major leagues.
Wow. Which
is odd for a guy with only 8 home runs. By the way, anything at 95 miles an hour or higher is classified as hard hit. Jake Cronenworth, the second baseman, starts off the second. 210 and 3 homers for Cronenworth. It was 0 for 4 last night. Left on left matchup for him. So he drops down in the lineup after batting second for Craig Stammen in last night's game. It's 1-2. Cronenworth hit one over there yesterday. may have hit an opposite field home run. The ball was likely caught by Max Kepler just above the yellow stripe on the left field wall that ended the 6th inning in last night's game, but it looked like Kepler robbed him of a home run.
And that ball just kept carrying and carrying. It didn't look like it had home run distance off the bat, but took a great play by Kepler to keep him in the yard.
There's another Padre hit as Cronenworth sends it into right field.
5 hits by the first 8 San Diego batters against Erod.
The breaking ball pretty much center of the plate, a little bit down for Cronenworth, and he rips it into right field. He will run, not as much as some of the other Padres. He's only attempted 6 stolen bases. He's been successful 5 times.
Mentioned the issues they've had in left field this year in San Diego. This is rookie Jace Bowen who gets the start up there tonight. They're without Laureano. They're without Samad Taylor. They're without Miguel Andujar. So Bowen 156 in just over 40 games. Gets the start and bats 9th. Gets the bunt down. It gets by Erod. Nobody home at first, and Bowen's aboard. Erod couldn't cut it off, so Tawa roamed off the bag to cover, and first base was left unoccupied.
Yeah, Cattell had a long way to go. You see him shaded up the middle of the field, and once that ball gets by Erod, you're not going to get an out. Pretty good looking bunt right there by Bowen.
6 hits by the first 9 batters. Already up 3-0. First and second, nobody out. The lineup card turns over for Tatis, who smoked that double to lead off the game his first time up.
Sinker is low.
Showing bunt on the first pitch right there. He has 1 sacrifice this year. I'd be willing to bet money that it was an attempted bunt for a base hit that he advanced the runner.
Arenado applies the tag. He missed him, and they don't get an out. Nolan went for the tag on Cronenworth. Third base umpire Ramon DeJesus signaled safe, and the Diamondback dugout is wondering what's going on here.
From up here, it certainly looked like Cronenworth went out of the baseline to avoid the tag.
Let's see what they want to do. Torey Lovullo is going to come out and challenge and ask to talk to Quinn Walcott. The second base umpire is the crew chief. And Torey is asking DeJesus to get some help before they have to challenge something here. No, they'll go right ahead with the challenge.
Yeah. Occasionally, one of the other umpires will have a better angle to see if a runner did or did not go out of the baseline. I'm really surprised Nolan just didn't go to second base right there and turn a 5-4-3.
He had plenty of time, it looked like.
Yeah.
He's on the grass.
Yeah.
Once you establish the baseline, you have to stick to it.
Ramon DeJesus.
He had a rough night behind the plate last night. We'll take a look in New York, a live look inside the replay operations center in Midtown Manhattan.
Chaka Khan serenading the fans here at Chase Field with "Tell Me Something Good." We're hoping for a good result from New York.
Here's a good angle.
Yeah, he's clearly on the infield grass now. He establishes his baseline.
Quinn Walcott's microphone is not plugged in. He is out at third is the call.
Okay.
So trying to get Quinn wired up. But Cronenworth is called out at third base, so the save call overturned. Made by Ramon DeJesus at third as Erod takes a warm-up toss or two.
Luis Rengifo, the DH, bats second. Double play ball. Kicked by Marte. They won't get anything. And let's check on the health of the second baseman.
In and out of the glove right there. He kind of drug his left knee across the dirt as he tried to go after it right there. That's a tailor-made double play ball.
It's an E4. The error on Marte. A fielder's choice is the scoring for Rengifo. The Padres have the bases loaded. And the batter is Manny Machado, who already has an RBI double tonight. So Bowen is the runner at third base now. Tatis at second, Rengifo at first, Machado an RBI double in the first. Things unraveling quickly for Eduardo Rodriguez. Keep in mind, Erod's last two performances, both dominant, were both on the road. One at Washington, one at Pittsburgh. You have to go back to 3 starts ago to find his last Chase Field start. And that one did not go well. Gave up 5 runs in only 2 2/3. And this one's on a similar track. No. Along the line in right, and that drops in for a hit. Bowen is home. Tatis right behind. Here's the throw, and he's in there. 5-0 San Diego.
Good hitters get these kind of hits. Right in on the trademark of Manny Machado. He just muscles it out there over the head of Tim Tawa in front of Corbin Carroll. And once again, I thought Corbin had a chance to throw the runner out at home plate. Man.
Close. Ty France, the batter. He grounded out his first time. Hit it hard to third. That one almost went to the backstop. Three in the first for San Diego, 2 home in the second. Still just 1 out. Swing and a miss on that changeup. It's 1-1 on the first baseman, Ty France. Goes after that high heater. It's 1-2.
Yeah.
Did he check? Yes, he went. James Jean at first. And France strikes out. That's the first for Eduardo. There's 2 outs in the second.
Another elevated fastball. It's pretty clear that's how Eduardo wants to attack some of these right-handed hitters in the Padre lineup. You just got to make sure you get it up there a little bit higher than they can handle.
He's at 45 pitches with 2 outs in the second. The batter is Jackson Merrill, who had an RBI single in the first.
Eduardo's faced 14 batters in this game, I think. 13 batters. Giving up 7 hits already. Unbelievable.
That's the way it went 3 starts ago. His last home field start here against the Cardinals. 5 runs, 7 hits, and just 2 2/3 through 68 pitches of that start. Had to be pulled. I don't think this was on Torrey's bingo card tonight, the way Erod had pitched on the last trip. Rengifo with third, Machado at first. Merrill goes after that fastball for strike one. Sinker is low. You're wondering about home and road if there's an issue with Chase Field with Erod. It is not. His ERA is nearly identical home and away. 2.49 on the road, 2.47 here at home. Out of play, and it's 2-2.
You know, this is why the Diamondbacks are so happy that Brandon Pfaadt gave him the length he was able to last night. The bullpen should be in pretty good shape.
All smiles for Brandon, and why not? He was outstanding again last night. Picked up his 6th win in 7 starts since the Reno recall. Looks like that smile is permanent.
There were only 2 relievers used in the game last night, Juan Murillo and Brandon Garcia.
2-2. And by the way, Tor Lavello said today he will not stick with Brandon Garcia as a closer. Not that he had been. They just had some matchup with lefties, so they're going to continue to match up moving forward. Garcia is not the closer. 50 pitches already for Eduardo, 32 for strikes. Padres 5 runs on 7 hits and looking for more right here.
Well, the soft contact they were used to seeing from Eduardo Rodriguez so far is not there tonight. A lot of mistakes over the middle of the plate, a lot of misplaced fastballs.
By the way, we got an explanation from the replay official Stu Sherwater in New York on that tag play at third. It was not out of the baseline. The explanation is that the replay officials definitively determined that the fielder did tag the runner.
Oh.
So they say that Arenado got the glove on Cronenworth and tagged him out. That was not an out of the baseline situation. Long at bat here by Merrill, gets longer. The curveball's low, and it's full 3-2. Always appreciate the folks from New York letting us know what they saw and the reasons behind the decisions. Always appreciate that.
Now this is one of those nights, if you're a relief pitcher for the Diamondbacks, there's some guys moving around already, stretching down there just in case Eduardo can't find him.
I was going to say, you've got to think that Gerardo Correa will factor in here. He's given them multiple innings every time he's been out there this year. 10th pitch to Jackson Merrill right here. And that is in there for another Padre run. Rengifo jogs home. Machado gets third easily. And the Padres are all over Eduardo Rodriguez. 3 runs in the first and 3 more in the second. Ryan Kaplan out to the mound again. Well, Merrill earned that RBI at 10-pitch AB.
Yeah, no kidding. Lefty on lefty.
He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs against Erod tonight, Jackson Merrill. So the Padres, who sent 7 men to the plate in the first, will send their 8th man up there here in the second. It's Xander Bogaerts, who had an RBI single an inning ago. Greg Stammen.
I'm in a little bit of shock over here. I mean, we've seen Eduardo have some rough outings here or there. You mentioned the start against the Cardinals last time here at home, but when you see it happen like this, this is just not what we're used to seeing from Eduardo.
And they are all over.
8 balls so far put into play with an exit velocity over 99 miles an hour.
He's had the occasional clunker, if you want to use that word, here and there. 4 runs at Baltimore in April, 4 runs here against the White Sox. That one eats up Marte, but Cattell makes a nice play on it, spins and throws him out. Padres sent 8 to the plate in the second. They get 3 more and take a 6-0 lead.
I don't think there could be a better spot for me, and I'm super excited about it. Obviously, having a former teammate in Nolan and one of my best friends, makes the transition a little easier. Even though I still haven't seen him yet, which is classic Nolan. That on my first day he's not even here, but like I said, I was really excited about it.
Well, there's Lars Nootbaar reunited with his longtime friend, former Southern California boys, who occasional roommates at one time and Cardinal teammates. Arenado will bat. Nootbaar behind him as the DH. Set for his D-back debut. Some work to do here, down 6-0. Lavello told us as soon as the deal with Nootbaar was announced in the clubhouse, the first guy in his office was Nolan Arenado, saying, "You are getting a great teammate and an even better person." And they've admired his game from the opposite dugout. So Lars on deck waiting for his first Diamondback at bat. And his buddy Arenado at the plate looks at a ball. Nolan 244 and 15 homers. He walk singled, scored a run last night after 3 multi-hit games on that long road trip, including a home run last weekend at Cleveland. And Fermin will challenge.
The catcher has challenged the pitch.
Paul Clemens, the plate umpire, says ball. Freddie Fermin back there for the Padres, and he was right.
Call's overturned. San Diego has 2 challenges remaining.
Fermin was correct, wins the challenge. It's 1-1 on Arenado. Got the cutter by him at 94.
Well, if you get the Nolan Arenado seal of approval, that means you're a grinder. You're a ball player.
Yeah, Lars described their relationship kind of as big brother, little brother. And Nootbaar thrilled to be here. He grew up in Southern California, played at USC, so he had to sort of sort that out with Corey Lavello, the UCLA Bruin. But is thrilled to be in the National League West. Has a lot of friends that live in the Valley, he says, and he's got his buddy Arenado now as his teammate. So this is he said he couldn't have picked a better spot for him. He's thrilled to be here. Nootbaar, left-hand batter in there tonight as the DH. It's 2-2 on Arenado, and now it's full. Well, Vasquez suddenly handed a 6-0 lead. Watching Erod labor through 56 pitches over 2 innings. Popped it up near the Diamondback dugout. Fermin is over there, but it's out of play.
I mentioned last night the Padres had 3 catchers on the roster. Duran has been optioned back to the minor leagues, but they still have Campusano on the bench and Fermin behind the plate tonight, and both of those guys throw extremely well.
They have added Gage Workman, the Valley native from Basha High School in Chandler, and ASU onto the roster, acquired from Detroit in the Casey Mize deal. Mize starts here tomorrow. First base side, Ty France will give way to Jake Cronenworth. And here comes Lars Nootbaar for his first Diamondback at bat.
Number 21, Lars Nootbaar.
Lars Nootbaar, the DH, 28 years old. He'll be 29 next month. 48 games with the Cardinals this season. There is the Newt chant. They've already picked up on it. Gracie was hoping to hear that, and there it is, Gracie. Nootbaar, as GM Mike Hazen told us yesterday, good fit for a Diamondback club that Mike says has had some issues against right-handed pitching this year. They wanted to strengthen that side of the plate offensively.
This might be a little bit of a stretch, but Nootbaar is the left-handed version of Randall Grichuk a couple of years ago. They brought Randall Grichuk in to bat against the left-handed pitchers. He handled them extremely well, and Nootbaar figures to do the same against righties.
Slaps it to the third base side for Machado. So far, running pretty well on those surgically repaired feet. And there's 2 outs in the second.
Hey, fans, if the D-backs hit a double, you get $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more.
Vasquez has set down all 4 he's faced since the Perdomo single in the first. Here's the first baseman, Tim Tawa, who had the big hit in last night's game, that 3-run homer in the fourth. Part of a 3-hit night for him. Pops it up for a third base side for Machado. And Vasquez has a very quick 1-2-3 shutdown second. He leads at 6-0.
Normally large tonsils.
Well, we're now open at the D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle, supported by Avnet Cares. Jackpot already about $10,000 and climbing quickly. One lucky winner takes home half the net proceeds, and the other half benefits the Arizona Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. Our staff busy here at the ballpark selling tickets, but you don't have to be here to play. In fact, fans anywhere in the state of Arizona can play along from home. Just log online and get your tickets at dbacks.com/5050. Steve Berthew, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson, Mark Grace along the way. A rough start for Eduardo Rodriguez. 3 in the Padres first, 3 more in the second. They lead at 6-zip, and now Freddie Fermin, the catcher, the only man not to bat in the second for San Diego, leads off the Padre third. Fermin has hit safely in each of his last 10 starts. He flied out to center his first time up tonight. Fermin had a homer in his previous game. That was a win over the Giants on Saturday at Petco Park. He's been on and off the roster this summer, dealing with some head injuries. Got battered by some foul balls. Said recently, hopefully I don't get any more foul balls. Only recently back from a minor league rehab assignment.
Fermin had a pretty good apprenticeship in Kansas City, playing behind Salvador Perez.
It's been 4 seasons backing up Salvi, acquired by the Padres at last year's trade deadline, and said, San Diego gave me an opportunity. He's made the most of it. Splitting the duties now with Luis Camposano, who has the night off to start this one tonight. Camposano had a couple of hits in last night's game. Cronenworth on deck, then it's Jace Bowen. 7-8-9 in the Padre third. And Erod already at 56 pitches to start the third. He's running full on for me. This seems like a race to get to 5 innings. Can he hang on and at least give them 5? Center field, and Waldy's there. He can settle down enough, get through 5. That kind of normalizes the game, at least in terms of bullpen usage. 105 off the bat. Another ball hit hard against Erod tonight. Cronenworth singled his first time. And the curveball's at the top bar for a strike. Squirts to shortstop. Arenado knocks it down, but can't make the catch. It looks like Perdomo behind him might have had a play on it, but Nolan went up there for the offensive rebound and it went off the glove. That's a base hit.
Some odd plays already in this ball game. A jam shot floater to the left side. Either guy could have made the play there, but Nolan hits off the heel of his glove and then off the top of his hat. Tried to barehand it as Perdomo went running by.
Talks about all the hard hit balls off the Padre bats. That one was hit at 58 miles an hour. But a base hit nonetheless. Jace Bowen bats ninth, the rookie. And he slams it right at Kepler and left. 2 outs.
108.
There's another one. They are all over Erod tonight.
11 balls hit over 95 miles an hour, and it's been the entire arsenal. 4 on a fastball, 1 on a sinker, 2 on cutters, 2 curves, and 2 changeups. When you see numbers like that, it makes you scratch your head and get in the video room after the game to see if he's possibly tipping something.
Yeah. Hate to open up that Pandora's box, but boy, this is pretty definitive results. Arenado's got that one. Erod a 0 on the board in the third. He's down 6-zip. Back at Chase Field, where the Diamondbacks have the Padres right where they want them. Now, the reason I say that is you go back 3 starts ago, Erod's last Chase Field start. Remember, the Diamondbacks trailed the Cardinals 7-0 after 5, but that was that remarkable comeback to win it 8-7 in 10 innings on the walk-off by Max Kepler. And that was Erod's last home start, so this one might follow that same pattern. Who knows?
Fell right into our trap.
Exactly.
That's what we're hoping for. Get the offense going, get the fans involved in the game a little bit.
James McCann, just the guy to do that. Been a big bat in this offense, back behind the plate tonight. The average up to .319 with 3 homers. And McCann has RBIs now in 7 consecutive games. He was a late add to last night's lineup after Gabby had to go be a daddy for the 2nd time. Congratulations to the Moreno clan, the new addition. And so McCann stepped in, had a couple of hits, including a run-scoring double. His 3rd consecutive multi-hit game and his 5th in the last 7. He's been stacking up the hits, James McCann. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And so you've got Erod really scuffling on the other side. It's Randy Vasquez just up there throwing strikes. 30 pitches, 21 strikes through 2. And McCann hits that on a hop to Cronenworth. 6 in a row set down by Vasquez.
Love James McCann's approach right now. Early in the count, he's looking to hit something hard to his pole field. Once he gets to 2 strikes, he's just going to hit the ball where it's pitched. Unfortunately, that time right at Cronenworth.
Professional approach. Here's the rookie Ryan Waldschmidt, bats 9th, 286 and a homer for Waldy. 0 for 3 in a start in center last night. That snapped a 6-game hit streak for him, and the sinker is strike 1. Vasquez just pumping strikes in there. He's got some cushion. 35 pitches, 25 strikes. Up 6-0 in the 3rd. Boy, that's a hard sinker in on the right-hander at 96. Nasty.
You can start some good arguments with starting pitchers. Ask them how they approach their job when they have a big lead. Yeah. Some guys say, I'm going to stick with my game plan. I'm going to execute what we planned before the ball game. Other guys say, I'm just going to throw it down the middle and let my defense work.
Oh, it's strike 3. The sinker right out over the middle of the plate. And Vasquez has his first strikeout.
Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a home run tonight, you score a free jumbo jack from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Back in the day, they would call that pitching to the score, wouldn't they?
Pitch to the scoreboard. But other guys say, no, I have a game plan against this team and I want to execute it. And then some guys take it a step farther. They'll say, I'm going to face this team again in the future, so I'm going to show them something that I'm not going to do next time. Throw a bunch of breaking balls or throw all fastballs, whatever the case may be, and then the next time you face that team, you switch up the game plan.
Corbin Carroll swung right through a first pitch fastball right out over the plate. It's 1-1 on Corbin now. Vasquez looking for his 2nd straight 1-2-3 inning. And it's 1-2, another fastball.
I mentioned the Padres have too many good hitters on their roster to struggle the way they did in the early going, and I think the same thing applies to Corbin Carroll. He's too good of a baseball player, too good of a hitter to struggle much longer. He's got to figure it out.
They need him to, that's for sure. Bowen, the rookie out there in left, has it near the line. And Vasquez has set down 8 consecutive Diamondbacks. The D-backs Baseball Network is being presented by Progressive.
Human sense.
Here's a look around the league. Tarek Skubal's Dodger debut came tonight in a loss at Wrigley Field. Dansby Swanson gets him in the third. This is brought to us by our friends at Bet365. Skubal, a loser in his Dodger debut. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 6. Certainly didn't pitch badly. Walked 2, struck out 6, but it's a 5-1 Chicago win. The Dodgers have hit the skids. They might be done.
That's too bad.
Well, maybe a little premature there, but Skubal a loser here. Casey Mize makes his Padre debut here tomorrow. And then Robbie Ray will go Friday in his San Diego debut against the Astros. Luis Rengifo starts off the San Diego 4th against Eduardo Rodriguez, who has really struggled here. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. The Padres have out-hit the Diamondbacks 9-1. Rengifo, the DH, is 0 for 2. The other wild card scores are going the Diamondbacks' way. You don't want the Cubs to win. They have the top wild card spot in the National League right now. But the Brewers beat the Pirates. That's good for the Diamondbacks. 4-2 the final at Milwaukee. The Braves beat the Marlins. That's also good for the Diamondbacks. 4-2 the final in Atlanta. Cardinals lost 2-0 in Yankee Stadium. Also good news for the Diamondbacks. The Phillies won. That's not great. The Nationals lost. Jesus Luzardo outstanding, as the Phillies shut out the Nationals 5-zip. So you got to keep track of like 6, 7, 8 teams in this wild card thing here. There's a lot going on. 3-2 on Rengifo. Soft fly to right for Corbin Carroll. Of course, throughout this, it's been the Diamondbacks who have been the best team in the National League lately. They've won 15 of the last 21. 15-6 since July 9th, the National League's best record since that date. Only the Red Sox have been better in the majors than the Diamondbacks over that stretch.
Oh, and the Red Sox put it on the White Sox today in the Laundry Series.
Well, the Red Sox just refused to lose.
Yeah, 14-2 today.
Manny Machado has 2 hits and 3 RBIs.
You know, there's no way you can sugarcoat it. Eduardo has not been real good so far tonight, but you look back to that second inning in the air by Ketel Marte on a surefire double play ball. Allowed those 3 runs to score in that second inning. Should have been out of the inning.
The Diamondbacks defense last night was one of the things that helped them win the opener. The defense last night outstanding in that 5-1 win. And he won off for it the changeup. In the air to center. Ryan Walshman is there tonight. And don't forget, fans, a tremendous deal on D-Backs TV, available now for a limited time only. You can watch every game for the rest of the year live and on demand for just $17.99. You've got 2 more months to go of wild card pennant chase baseball, and you can watch it at dbacks.tv. It's presented by Progressive. We'll give you the rest of the season just $18. Subject only to national exclusivities. dbacks.tv is the place to go online for all the info. The rest of the year just $18.
Wow, just skip a couple of drive-through coffees and you can watch the rest of the season.
Put the Mochaccino Frappe Grande in the back seat and watch some baseball. Do you have a standard when you go to the deli? Do you go to the deli to get your coffee?
No.
They have terrible coffee.
I go there to get abused.
Well, it's about time.
I'm pretty still. I like a vanilla latte from time to time, but
fancy.
I drink my coffee at home. That's right.
Ty France is 0 for 2. The cleanup hitter in this Padre lineup. They've out-hit the Diamondbacks 9-1. I can't see you in the line at one of these national chains, and they ask you, can I have a name for your order? And you say Bob, and they write Bob on the side of the cup, and you just stand around, and somebody eventually goes, Bob, vanilla latte for Bob.
You really want to lock them up. Just tell them, I want a small black coffee. They don't know that. What?
Let me get the manager. Do they even serve that anymore?
I don't know.
I think it's against the rules.
I guess if you put whipped cream and
you got to put all that stuff in there, right?
Oat milk and everything else in it.
Oat milk. Nice pull. You get milk out of oats. 1-2. Orsillo's the fancy coffee guy. He's walking around. You know, he's got the big drinks with the umbrellas and the whipped cream and everything. I mean, he's just sucking those down 2-3 a day. Mudd's in the dessert line getting the banana bread and the croissant. There they are. Just to our left here, working Padres TV, the great Don Orsillo and Mudcat Grant. Did not go, James G. Cold Stone, that's the answer right there. Let's go right to the hard stuff. Especially with the weather. Swing and a miss on the changeup. And Erod picks up his second strikeout. It's a 1-2-3 fourth. Here in the Valley, some work to do. Trailing 6-0.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, here we are down 6-0 against the Padres. They got 3 in the first, 3 more in the second against Eduardo Rodriguez. But Erod has settled down now and sort of normalized things. It's time to get back in this ball game. Perdomo leads off the fourth against Randy Vasquez, who has set down the last 8 batters he's faced. Jerry has their only hit against him, a single back in the first. There's strike one.
Well, for those of you keeping score at home, Geraldo Perdomo from the left side, no batting gloves.
You are on this thing. Yeah, Mike Farron and Josh Colmenter were tracking that throughout the road trip on D-backs radio. It depends on, from what I could gather, it depends on what side of the plate he's hitting from.
It seems like, yes.
One side he likes the gloves, the others he does not so much.
Still very odd. Of course, I never switch hit in my life, so what do I know?
Well, you know a few things.
It's funny how the batting glove kind of evolved. When I was playing in the minor leagues, guys sometimes had one on the bottom hand and the top hand was just bare.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't afford batting gloves in the minor leagues.
Jerry is 2 for 2. He's got both their hits. That snaps Vasquez's stretch of 8 straight. Well, from what I understand, it always started with the great Hawk Harrelson.
That's right. That was the story I heard.
An avid golfer, and just one day started hitting with his golf glove on, and the rest is history, as they say. We got a man there.
Yeah, I heard the story that he had gone out golfing that morning and came straight to the ballpark in his golf clothes, shoes included, and had his golf gloves with him. And hey, maybe I'll try that.
He was a beauty.
He was a beauty.
Sit back, relax, and strap it down. Max Kepler hits this one out to left field. Jace Bowe, the rookie, is there. And Kepler, boy, he's been a one-pitch out lately. Dropped it on the transfer. The out is recorded. Ramon De Jesus, the third base umpire, signaling the drop was on the transfer. So that's the first out of the fourth.
And we saw Bowen out there before the ball game today. They had a pitching machine set up in the on-deck circle on the first base side of the field, and they were firing fly ball after fly ball, line drives down in the corner, over in the gap in left center, just to get him used to the visuals here with a closed stadium.
A little different. By the way, there is no transfer rule, just guidelines as to what is and isn't a catch. But if you drop the ball after opening your glove to make the transfer to your throwing hand, that's still considered a catch, and that's what happened there. There's strike one to Cattell, who flied out to win the first. Chance to get back in this thing. Got to get something going here. And Marte gets under this one behind short. Bogart's drifting way out there. He'll give way to Bowen. No drop of the transfer there. That's the second out. Marte 0 for 2. That brings up Nolan Arenado. Nolan popped out his first time. Now reunited with his former Cardinal teammate Lars Nootbaar, who's making his Diamondback debut tonight. He's the DH
in the on-deck circle. Vasquez just pumping strikes in there. Pitching with a comfortable 6-0 lead. 50 pitches, 37 strikes.
Didn't go. James Jean at first. It's a ball and a strike. There's Lars Nootbaar in the on-deck circle. Caught the top bar for a strike. It's 1-2. '96 well away. Just 2 hits so far, both singles by Perdomo. Who's aboard at first. Nolan pokes that slider foul. Arenado was giving the whole group a big attaboy after the win last night. The whole ball club, he thought. Just great to come out and stay at it like they did last night. Still showing up, ready to go. Little Lisso so far tonight, though. Down 6-0 in the 4th. Reaches out and hits it to short right. Here comes Tatis on the move. And he's able to run it down. The Platinum Glover out there for the 3rd out. And they strand Perdomo through 4. It's 6-0 San Diego.
Well played.
Padres lead it 6-0 here at Chase Field. And guys, the injury update tonight looks a little different because a lot of guys are in action at different affiliates. So let's get to it because it's been a busy one. Michael Soroka just came out of the game in Reno. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 run, guys, 2 walks, and a strikeout. 57 pitches for Michael. And earlier today, Troy Lovello mentioned that he may not need another rehab start. He's already had 2 game environment starts at the spring training facility. And you saw Jordan Lawler 0 for 3. So he is getting healthy and getting into game action. And then also Justin Martinez, who all the reports of his velocity have been very good. So 1 inning to start that game in Visalia, 2 strikeouts tonight, and he is expected to pitch again on Friday. So great news for all those guys.
Yeah, Dre Jameson, Jody as well, looking very good over at Salt River. Troy Lovello was telling us that he was told the stuff from Dre was electric. It's a quick out by Merrill. Now here's Xander Bogaerts, and there was some more encouraging pitching going on here earlier today in the Diamondback bullpen. Just happened to look down there and look what we saw. Bob Brenly, Corbin Burns long tossing and then going onto the mound in the pen. He is itching to come back. They're going to have to tie him down.
Yeah, no kidding.
He really wants back at it, Corbin, but he is progressing nicely. And they anticipate he'll be able to pitch for them sometime in September. But the news on Corbin Burns very encouraging. As with Michael Soroka, just beyond the reach of Marte. Bogaerts into right center. Waldy over to cut it off. Bogaerts heads for second. And he's in there. His 2nd hit tonight, the 10th for the Padres. That snaps a stretch of 6 in a row set down by Erod.
Another hard hit ball, 101 off the bat of Xander Bogaerts. That time just over the head of Ketel Marte. Throw kind of sails on Waldy right there.
I was going to say, Erod, you wanted him to settle down and try to get through 5, and he's kind of been doing that. Before that Bogaerts double, he had set down 6 in a row and 8 of 9. So we've done a nice job of sort of calming the waters a bit here. But one a double by Bogaerts now ahead of Freddie Fermin, the catcher 0 for 2. That's well struck to left, but Kepler's there on that changeup. Two 1-pitch outs in the inning for Erod. Brings up Jake Cronenworth, who was singled twice. You are about to throw pitch number 90 here. He's given up just the 2 hits since the 2nd inning. Didn't go, Ramon De Jesus. Padres tonight 5 for 13 with runners in scoring position. They have 6 runs on 10 hits. Diamondbacks have not had a plate appearance tonight with the runner in scoring position, which kind of sums up the night so far. Third base side for Nolan. And Erod able to strand the 1-out double. He got him through 5, but they're down 6-0. The Diamondback debut tonight for the former Cardinal Lars Nootbaar, acquired from St. Louis at yesterday's trade deadline. Lars, the DH, batting 6th. He grounded out his first time up tonight. He leads off the 5th against San Diego right-hander Randy Vasquez.
D-backs got the leadoff man on in the 4th. Perdomo led it off with a single, but then 3 quick fly ball outs. Wasn't able to move him even 90 feet.
Portobello said today that Nootbaar for now will DH and play left field. He's a very good defensive outfielder. They know he can play center as well. But they want to be careful in managing his playing time, coming off surgery on both heels last October 7th. He's still in a partial rehab program. And Lars Nootbaar, not just a rental, he's under contract for next year as well, so he'll be a good fit here. And Lars spent a long time with the media today discussing what he went through with his condition known as Hagelin's deformities, which required surgery on the heels of both of his feet. That was last October 7th. And he's still trying to rehab from that. They told him it would take a year, but he feels much, much better and moving around a lot better. It's a procedure that involves shaving bone at the back of each heel, so he was in a double walking boot. First a wheelchair, then a double walking boot and crutches for much of the winter. He's been through a lot here. And said that condition had really robbed him of his athleticism, he tried to say. But he'd been dealing with that for a couple of years now and finally just had to give in and have the surgery. But he's very glad that he did. And he works a walk to lead off the 5th.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
It looked to be clearly a ball, but Freddie Fermin will take a gamble here. That's ball 4.
The call is confirmed. San Diego has 1 challenge remaining.
Back-to-back innings, the Diamondbacks have had the leadoff man on. Move him, move him, move him.
It's one of the things they really like about Lars Nootbaar. It's a professional at bat. He sees pitches, works counts. That's the kind of hitter they like. Here's Tawa. After the big home run here last night, he's 0 for 1. Got to give it up to Randy Vasquez here, who through 4 scoreless innings had given up only 2 singles. 55 pitches, 40 strikes. But now a walk to Nootbaar to lead off the 5th. Sinker caught the edge of the zone, 0-2. Ryan Thompson has begun warming up in the Diamondback bullpen with Erod at 92 pitches through 5. There's a look inside the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Powell punches that foul.
That ball nearly had home run distance down the right field line. Just an emergency swing with 2 strikes.
He's been spanking the ball lately, Tin Towel. He's become a terrific contributor to this offense. 292 in his last 20 games. Old tapper back to the mound. Vasquez goes to second for 1, and Cronenworth able to turn 2. Everything going Randy Vasquez's way tonight.
It doesn't look like they're going to need a bulk man tonight after Vasquez. There have been many instances this year where Vasquez will start a game and then they go to the left-hander J.P. Sears following him to try to eat up some innings in the middle of the game, but Vasquez is dealing so far tonight.
Sears had to be optioned out to make room on the roster for their new additions. Here's McCann, who grounded out his first time. Vasquez has had a little bit of a tough go of it lately. Had a couple of short starts last month, 3 innings. He got knocked around at Dodger Stadium pretty good, which is 2 2/3 at Miami. And he's worked ever since then, both in long and short relief. Gets the start here tonight, and he has done very, very well. 1 walk, 1 strikeout. He's allowed only 2 singles. McCann back up behind the plate. Gabriel Moreno and his family celebrating the birth of their 2nd child last night. Everybody doing just fine. So Gabby on paternity leave right now. So McCann starting behind the plate for the 2nd consecutive night. Pokes that out to right center. And Jackson Merrill's there. 5 scoreless innings of 2-hit baseball by Randy Vasquez. And San Diego has a 6-0 lead.
You can't have too much.
Top of the 6th here at Chase Field, guys. We've talked a lot about Lars Nootbaar and that relationship with Nolan Arenado in St. Louis, and you can imagine what a comfort it is for Lars to have such a close friend over here, since of course he's only been with one organization. In fact, when they were in St. Louis, of course, the first time, not the rain postponed game, but they were able to go to dinner, went over to Lars for a meal, and really they've talked throughout the entire season. And Arenado was asked about how close their relationship is. And Lars said, who's going to be that big brother, almost like a dad to me, kind of mocking the age a little bit. And Nolan said, I can't believe he's the veteran leader over there. He's going to buy dinners. He said maybe Chipotle. But, you know, Lars being a guy that was over there for 6 years at the age of 28, still a young guy, and now excited for his new chapter. He said that he's always been admiring of the way the Diamondbacks play ball. He feels he's a great fit. And we know that offensively, this is a team that relies on not chasing and trying to take those walks, and that's exactly what Nootbaar does at the plate.
Yeah, Jody, they felt they were a little vulnerable against right-hand pitching, so a left-hand bat was a priority.
The batter is challenging the pitch.
Jace Bowen will challenge the strike call as he leads off the San Diego 6th.
Call is overturned. San Diego has 1 challenge remaining.
Paul Clemens, your plate umpire. Bowen able to flip the count, and it's a ball and a strike. Better change up there. Erod's done a nice job since the Merrill RBI single in the 2nd made it 6-0. He's given up only 2 hits since that 2nd inning and has settled down nicely now, working into the 6th when it looked like he might not survive that 2nd. And again, the changeup works. He picks up his 3rd strikeout. Ryan Thompson has been warming up in the Diamondback bullpen. Here's 1 away.
Sure, this is another one of those cases where Eduardo tried to plead his case to Torrey to let me eat another inning. Let me get another inning right here.
You know, he wants to make up for that bumpy start and give the bullpen as much of a break as he can. Tatis doubled and scored to lead it off. That's out of play as we check in with Tim Hovick and Santan Ford.
Zach wants a D-back dog. And a soda.
Do you guys ever talk normal?
We are.
It's baseball talk. By the way, Zach Gallen, Tortorella was telling us in his office today, feels great. He's had that right elbow trouble. And they anticipate that Zach will be able to rejoin them in some form at some point, likely next month. They've got a whole lot of pitching coming back their way. 1-2. Well, the question is, when he comes back and throws, will Gallen be allowed to speak? Erod coming off an 8-pitch 5th. 100 pitches now for Eduardo. That one, you might want to challenge. McCann does.
The catcher is challenging the pitch.
Looks like he has Tatis rung up here. ABS says yes.
The call for return. Arizona has 2 challenges made.
So back-to-back strikeouts for Eron to open up the 6th.
Yeah, remember that double Tatis hit back in the first inning to start the Padres offense. It was a fastball off the plate inside. That one right on the corner that time.
Luis Rengifo, the DH, bats second. In the hole, Arenado able to get a glove on it, and that's it. And Rengifo's aboard. Boy, I think that's the 3rd ball that's bounced off Arenado's Gold Glove down there tonight. It's a base hit for Rengifo.
Yeah, it was going to be a tough play either way, but we're just not used to seeing Nolan not make plays. Just off the tip of the webbing that time.
Troy Lovullo out to get Eduardo at 102 pitches. He nearly got through 6. He gave them 5 2/3. Ryan Thompson on his way in.
Hey.
A rough start for Eduardo Rodriguez, but he was able to bear down and get the Diamondbacks into the 6th inning here to try to give the bullpen a bit of a break. But his night is over in 102 pitches, and now it's Ryan Thompson on for the 46th time this year. He has bounced back from some bumps in the road. An encouraging appearance when he sat down all 4 he faced Sunday in the game against the Guardians at Cleveland. He'll face Manny Machado. Machado 2 for 3. He's knocked in 3. There's 6 runs. Remember, Ryan was twice hit pretty hard for multiple runs on that last road trip. First in St. Louis, then at Pittsburgh. And hopefully the Cleveland outing got him pointed back in the right direction. And there goes Rengifo. McCann with a throw. It's high. And Padres keep the foot on the gas. That's the 6th stolen base for Rengifo.
Ginormous jump that time over at first base. He took off while Ryan was still standing on the mound.
Yeah, they had him timed up nicely. Yep. Slider fouled away. Machado 0 for 4 last night, but 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs tonight. Came in a little cold, 1 for 19 in his previous 5, but he's been an offensive force in this one. And Manny bounces it up the middle, and it rolls into center. Rengifo, after the stolen base, will score easily for the 7th San Diego run, the 4th RBI tonight for Machado.
Just a well-placed grounder that time. He chops it off that dirt right in front of home plate, but just enough room to squeak it through into center field for another RBI.
Ryan got that pitch in and just off the inside corner, but Manny able to slap it into center. Now it's Ty France, who's 0 for 3. Let's see, France 0 for 3, Fermin 0 for 3. Every other San Diego starter has at least 1 hit. Way out in front of that frisbee slider. France still looking for his first hit in this series, which is unusual for him. He's hitting .400 in his last 20 games. He's got 19 RBIs in those 20 games, but nothing to show for it so far tonight. Fastball upstairs. Jackson Merrill, 2 singles, 2 runs batted in, would be next.
2-2 on Ty France. Right to Ketel Marte, and Thompson gets him out of the 6th, but San Diego adds a run. They have a 7-0 lead. Time to get the offense going. Ryan Walshman will get it started, and it's Corbin Carroll and Geraldo Perdomo in the home half of the 6th inning.
There's only one.
Well, rough one so far for the Diamondbacks. They've been out-hit 12-2. They trail the Padres 7-0. Ryan Walshman will lead off the bottom of the 6th inning against Randy Vasquez as we get a look at our DirecTV new era. And Wally, part of the new Diamondback here. Last 7 games, he's batting .500.
Yeah, 10 for 20. I could do that math.
Well, let me check. Hold on. That's what they make phones for. Wait, what? Waldy struck out looking his first time up against Vasquez. That is still Vasquez's only strikeout, despite 5 scoreless innings so far. This one is right at Bowen, the left fielder. And there's quickly 1 out in the 6th. Here's Corbin 0 for 2. Vasquez up there just throwing strikes. No big tricks. 71 pitches, 50 strikes. He's walked 1. He struck out 1. He's got a double play turn behind him that he started. D-backs have been held to 2 hits, both Geraldo Perdomo singles. Corbin turned around on that cutter foul. Short right. Tatis coming in. As we get this from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Well, here has been the Diamondback offense. It's the shortstop Geraldo Perdomo who has singled twice, and that has been it. A single in the 1st and again in the 4th.
This is the kind of ball game offensively where you're likely to see in some of the columns tomorrow or maybe online, boy, did the Diamondbacks look flat.
Yeah.
You always look flat when you're not getting base runners, you're not getting hits, not moving guys when you do get them on base.
Don't forget they're in a, I don't want to make excuses, but the facts are what they are. They're in a grueling schedule stretch here where you're playing a game basically every day for a month. Coming off a 4-city 11-day 10-game road trip, there's got to be some kind of hangover after that. And over a course of a stretch like the games that have been scheduled, I imagine you're going to have nights like this where guys are just tired.
And, you know, obviously you got to tip your cap to Vasquez tonight. He has really been good. I mean, none of his pitches would register as plus, but he's spotted the cutter and sinker very well. He's mixed in the 4-seamer when he needs to.
He has not been fancy, but he has been highly effective. They're very excited about their pitching. They think they're close to getting both Nick Pivetta and Joe Musgrove back. Both those guys are out on minor league rehab assignments. And of course, they've just added Mize and Robbie Ray. Leaping catch by Tatis, and it's a 1-2-3 6th inning. Still 7-0 San Diego.
Diamondbacks.
It's an August night in the Valley of the Sun. You're watching Diamondbacks baseball, presented by Y-Refi. The second of a 4-game set against the Padres. D-backs won the opener last night 5-1. They trailed game 2 7-0. Steve Berthune, Bob Renly, Jody Jackson, Mark Grace here with you. Ryan Thompson, who got the last out of the 6th, on to start the 7th against the Padres center fielder Jackson Merrill. Merrill has a pair of RBI singles tonight. He's 2 for 3. Padres, if you're just joining us, we're all over Eduardo Rodriguez tonight. They got A-Rod for 3 in the first, 3 more in the second. It's been a big night for Manny Machado. Machado is 3 for 4. He's knocked in 4 of the 7 San Diego runs. And Manny now, by the way, has 700 career RBIs as a Padre. And look who's warming up here in the 7th inning, the former closer Paul Sewald in the Sanderson Ford bullpen, as they try to get Paul pointed back in the right direction. Ryan Thompson's in that category as well. Remember on the road trip, the guys that got hit hardest coming out of the pen were Sewald and Thompson. And so in a negative situation like this, it's a chance to try to get both guys right. Ryan's had some success in that regard. Paul has not, as Merrill drops that into center for his 3rd hit tonight. So Thompson's faced 3 batters. He's given up 2 hits and a run. Now it's Xander Bogaerts.
I'm not sure if it's by design or he's just missing his spots up, but we're used to seeing Ryan Thompson come in the ball game, everything down, 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 sinkers and ground balls. He's missed up in the zone quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, they need both these guys. The bullpen has been so important to the success this year. These guys are right in the thick of it. Bogaerts fouls that one off. Bogaerts an RBI single in the first. He doubled his last time up, 2 for 3. Former Rocky starter German Marquez, now a Padre, warming up in the San Diego bullpen. He might be able to give them some length here with a comfortable 7-0 lead. Slider, a little too much slide. Bogaerts won't bite. It's 1-1. Here is German Marquez. Still weird to not see him in a Rocky.
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. We saw so much of him in Colorado.
Decade in Denver. Didn't go. James Jean says no at first. It's 2 balls and a strike. Bogaerts has been slumping, but it's turned into more of a season-long slumber. Since May the 1st, he's batting under 200. But he's had a good night tonight. Bogaerts played 10 years in Boston, won 5 Silver Slugger awards with the Red Sox, where he was a 4-time All-Star, but the thump seems to have abandoned the bat. He's homered only twice since May the 7th. And they owe him a lot more money.
Yes, indeed. I remember watching him in Boston just banging balls off that green monster.
5 Silver Slugger awards in the American League at shortstop, and that one bit him. Freddie Fermin calling for the trainer here. Oh, right on the foot. Now remember, Bogaerts last year missed a lot of time in August and September with a left foot fracture. That one looks like it got him on the right foot. Seems to be okay.
Still feeling. Imagine how bad that would have hurt without the padding.
Yeah, it is on that left foot. That's why he's got the pad on there. Had that fracture late last season. Won't bite on that slider, and it's full 3-2. He's still kind of feeling it, Bogaerts. Fermin, the catcher, 0 for 3 on deck. That foot fracture last year cost him 23 games down the stretch. So Thompson with a single and a walk. He's faced 4 batters, 3 have reached. And now it's Fermin.
I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see Craig Stammen take him out of the game right here with a 7-0 lead in the 7th inning. Get him up in that training room, get some ice on it, get the trainers working on him.
I think Stammen is pointing out right now you've got Sungmoon Song who could take over at shortstop. They're going to have another look at Bogarts' foot. And he's going to have to call it a night. Yep. Hopefully Xander Bogaerts is okay. He's had a good night, an RBI single, a double, and a base on balls. Here is Sungmoon Song, the signee from the KBO, who will run it first. Saw Song get the start at third base last night when Machado was in the DH spot.
Need that ground ball right now. Sinkers down, down, down.
Thompson came on after Renjifo's 2-out single in the 6th, gave up the RBI hit to Manny Machado. The 4th RBI tonight for Manny. And his 700th run batted in as a Padre. He has given up a single and a walk to open up this inning. It's 1-1 on the catcher for me.
Looked like a pickoff was on at first base that time. Tim Tawa had snuck in behind Song down there at first base, but Mac decided not to make the throw.
Paul Sewald is ready in the Diamondback bullpen. Merrill at second and Song at first, nobody out. Ramin trying to split the gap. That's trouble. Waldy over to cut it off. Merrill will score. Song stops at third. It's an RBI for Fermin. And it's 8-0 Padres. Another rough night for Ryan Thompson. Thompson faced 5 batters, gave up 3 hits and a walk. 2 runs came home. And so they have still got to get Ryan Thompson sorted. And now they'll hand the baton to Paul Sewald to see if they can get Sewald fixed as we take a break on D-Backs TV.
HS.com.
Paul Sewald is on in the 7th. Trailing 8-0, 43 appearances for Paul, 2-5 and 24 saves. Coming off a difficult outing Saturday in Cleveland, his first appearance since he had been removed from the closer's role. And against the Guardians, faced 5 batters, gave up 5 runs and 5 hits. Jake Cronenworth is the hitter. Song at third, Fermin at second. It has been an extreme rough patch for Paul lately, as we all know. He has allowed in his last 9 1/3 innings of work 17 earned runs.
Yikes.
It dates all the way back to late June. And a blown save here against the Athletics. Pitched a scoreless inning at Washington for his 24th save. Then the rough outing at Pittsburgh, followed by that tough day in Cleveland. He is an easy guy to root for. It's the same with Paul Sewald. It's a 2-pitch attack, fastball sweeper, and I guess, Bob, the difference is if he's locating like he's been for the first 3+ months of this year, he's one of the best in the league. When he's not, things can get a little loud.
I've said it many times, for Paul Sewald, it's all about deception. I mean, his fastball is 91, 92, not overpowering by any stretch of the imagination. The sweeper's a pretty good pitch when he keeps it out of the middle of the plate. But that low arm angle, it's very tough for hitters to pick up the ball, or at least it was.
2-2 on Jake Cronenworth. Run home for the Padres. Second and third, still no outs. Perdomo backpedaling out there and he's able to run it down. Everybody stays put. And Sewald gets the first down in the 7th. Now the rookie Jace Bowen.
Got right in on the hands of Cronenworth that time. Little looper out there that Perdomo handles.
Well, Torey Lovullo said after the disaster for Paul in Cleveland that, look, Sewald is grinding right now. He has carried the D-backs along the way and done his job this year. Now it's the club's turn to pick him up. And that's what the coaching staff, Torey insists, is going to do. They're going to continue to coach him up the best way they can. Trying to get this thing fixed. And let's speak plainly, they need him here over these final 2 months.
They're going to need everybody in that bullpen to pitch to a high level. There's going to be a lot of games where the starter only goes 5, maybe 6 innings. Got to patch it together at the end.
It's like tonight, Erod went 5 2/3. Gage Workman, the Valley native, is in the on-deck circle. He would bat for Tatis. Set to make his Padre debut, acquired yesterday from the Tigers along with Casey Mize, who starts here tomorrow night. Sweeper's in there on 2-0. And there is Workman from Basha High School at ASU. Just off the corner. Poland doesn't chase that. It's 3-1. Song at third. Fermines at second. Rough one for Ryan. Faced 5 batters, gave up 3 hits and a walk, 2 runs, responsible for 2 base runners. And Sewald threw a sweeper that didn't sweep, and it got Bowen in the back. And now they're loaded for Workman in his first Padres at bat. Gage Workman, trade deadline acquisition yesterday, acquired from the Tigers, part of the Casey Mize deal. Valley native, born in Chandler, played at ASU. Song at third, Fermine at second, and Bowen at first. Along the line in left, that is slicing just barely foul. Boy, that thing hung on there for a while.
Yeah, usually a ball off the bat of a left-handed hitter hit down the left field line is going to keep slicing and end up way in foul territory, but that one tried to stay fair.
Sure did. Gage Workman, a 4th-round pick by Detroit out of ASU back in 2020. Got his first big league look last year, split a dozen games between the Cubs and the White Sox. Got into 16 games back with the Tigers earlier this year. That's fouled away, and it's 0-2.
I would imagine he has a lot of friends and family here tonight. Padres may be on a road trip, but for Workman, probably feels like a home game.
Played with Spencer Torkelson, his former Tiger teammate at ASU, drafted the same year, 2020. One and 2 on Gage Workman. Good sweeper from Sewald, picks up his first strikeout, and now he'll work to Rengifo.
Good sweeper that time. Starts it on the inside corner. That ball ends up way off the plate, down and in.
Rengifo fouls it away. The DH tonight. 1 for 4. He singled, stole a base, and scored in the 6th. And he's the kind of guy that's always going to find a job. He's a switch hitter. He's been around. He was twice a Gold Glove finalist with the Angels. He can play second. He can play the outfield. He can DH. Hits righty, hits lefty, the whole thing. Straight up high. Arenado working around some base running traffic is under it. Nolan's got it. And Seawald able to get them out of a mess. But the Padres get a run. They lead at 8-zip. Well, a rough one for the Diamondbacks. They've been out hit 14-2 by the Padres, who have an 8-0 lead. Behind Randy Vasquez, who was outstanding. 6 scoreless innings of 2-hit ball. He gives way to the former Rocky starter after 10 years in Colorado, his first in San Diego. Airman Marquez, who's had some injury issues. 12 appearances, 10 starts, now working in relief. And he's got some defensive changes behind him. Gage Workman making his Padre debut. Takes over in left field for Jace Bowen. After Workman hit for Tatis, Bowen replaces Tatis in right. And we saw Xander Bogaerts come out of the game when Sung-Moon Song was the pinch runner. Song is the new shortstop. Jorge Barosa is set to lead off the 7th. He'll bat for Max Kepler. Jorge, 187, couple of home runs. Rosa drove in a run with that 8th inning sac fly RBI last night in the series opener. And he's got himself a base hit. Dunks it into right center. Bowen over to cut it off. It's a leadoff single, just the 3rd Diamondbacks hit.
They start somewhere.
Well, they've seen, as we know, plenty of Airman Marquez over the last 10 years.
Right on that sinker, working away from him, pulled it back into the gap in right center. Yeah, Marquez is all over the franchise leaderboard for the Colorado Rockies. 1st in strikeouts, 3rd in wins, 3rd in winning percentage, 3rd in innings pitched.
Signed a 1-year, $1.75 million free agent deal with the Padres this year. Now 31 years old.
He started the season as their number 5 starter. We saw an awful lot of this guy in Colorado.
He was an absolute, I mean, the personification of that rotation workhorse. All-star in 2021. You go down the list, 29 starts, 33, 28, 32, 31, 26 for the Rockies last year after major arm surgery. 1-2 on Ketel Marte. Marte has flied out twice.
Tell you, watching Fermin back there behind the plate, he's not only battling pitches in the dirt, he's battling that pitch comp. It's on his shin guard, but he takes it off and kind of hides it under his glove to call the pitch and then puts it back on his shin guard. Most guys just reach out there and hit it on the shin guard, but you see he does that before every pitch.
Seems like a lot. I mean, that guy's really going to peek at the buttons?
I don't know.
Did he check? No, he did not. And Marte is a strikeout victim. Brings up Nolan Arenado 0 for 2.
remember Bud Black saying about Marquez that it takes a certain mentality to pitch in Colorado. You have to understand that you're going to give up hits, you're going to give up runs, you might give up some cheap home runs, but he never let it bother him.
Had a little bit of a landmark victory for him his last time out at the end of July. Pitched at Petco Park against the Giants. Worked 5 innings in long relief and picked up his first career save.
Go ball.
Arenado sends it on its way. A pair of former Rockies going head to head, and Nolan gets the Diamondbacks on the board. That's his 16th.
Nolan narrowly missed a couple of home runs in the ball game last night. Just got under a couple of pitches, hit him up near the rafters a couple of times, straightened that one out.
Jumbo Jack, free Jumbo Jack tomorrow with Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink. Arenado into the left field seats, 400 feet. His former Cardinal teammate now, Lars Nootbaar. Nootbaar in his D-back debut, the DH, he has grounded out and walked 0 for 1. That's punch foul down the left field line. Well, the Diamondbacks only have 4 hits tonight, but half of them have come in the last 3 batters. They could do nothing with Randy Vasquez. They've started to make some noise against Germán Marquez. Slider didn't quite get there. Left-hand bat, one of the bigger needs Mike Hazen said they wanted to address at the trade deadline. So Nootbaar acquired from St. Louis. Curveball, strike 2. He will DH and play left field. Expect to see over at some point over the course of the year him play center as well. He's a good defensive outfielder.
Really good defensive outfielder.
Good ball player. Tim Tawa on deck. Full count, 3-2. Second of a 4-game set with the Padres. Dodgers come in for 3 starting on Friday. And tickets, by the way, for that Dodgers series are going awfully quickly. So if you're going to go to that series, you need to get moving, because the tickets are going fast for those 3 games against LA. Nootbaar with his 2nd walk tonight. And after the game this Friday, enjoy a free post-game concert featuring Jayco. And you can add on to your ticket with a concert field pass and see the show right from the field. dbacks.com/concerts. I'm going to have 3 crowds of at least 40,000 plus for those 3 Dodger games. So I would urge you, if you're thinking about it this weekend, dbacks.com, get on there right now, because they are going quickly.
Yes, indeed.
And this wild card race is on. Dodgers had Tarek Skubal on the mound in his LA debut tonight at Wrigley Field. He lost to the Cubs. Dansby Swanson had a home run against Skubal. It was the losing pitcher, so the Dodgers scuffling a bit here. Casey Mize makes his Padre debut here tomorrow night. Robbie Ray will go for the Padres Friday against Houston. Here's Tawa, who homered last night. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 3 of the 4 have reached against Marquez. Get another big swing here from Timmy. Suddenly it's a ball game again. Just off the end of the bat with that slider. Tawa in his last 20 games has 16 runs batted in. He's hit .292 over that stretch. He has become a nice piece of this offensive puzzle.
And the defensive puzzle, for that matter.
Oh boy, that's terrific, no matter where you put him.
Yep.
Up the middle, but they had Cronenworth shaded that way, and some fancy footwork by Sungmoon Song at shortstop. You get the force on Lars Nootbaar. Nice play on both ends, up the middle.
see him positioned almost directly behind the bag. Oh, that's a beautiful play right there. Song was even looking to try to turn it into a double play. Glove to glove flip right there. Gets on the bag.
There's a look from Dirt Cam. Cronenworth getting dirty. Pretty fit flip and a fancy footwork. Song a Gold Glover in the KBO. Mostly a third baseman. James McCann 0 for 2 takes a strike. McCann lines one, and James McCann is at it again. James McCann now has an RBI in 8 consecutive games, and they have cut that 8-0 lead in half. 8 straight games with an RBI.
I mean, there's Hot, and then there's James McCann. A little breaking ball that just kind of hung up on the inside part of the plate. He knew it right away. Barreled that ball to left field. Sneaking up.
McCann has hit in 10 consecutive games. He's batting well over 500 during that stretch, including now 4 homers and 15 RBIs in 10 games. Waldy takes a strike. He has matched a Diamondback record. He's up there with Gonzo and Goldie. RBIs in 8 straight games. 4 home in the 7th. 0-2 on Ryan Waldschmidt.
My old teammate Dusty Baker used to talk about getting within slam range, and the Diamondbacks have done that in this inning.
Sent Marquez in there for what essentially amounted to mop-up work as Gerardo Carrillo gets loose in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. But keep in mind, it's been this Padre bullpen. They call it the super bullpen, which has carried the ball for them on the pitching side of things with so many injuries in their rotation. And Waldy smokes it into left field. And Corbin Carroll comes up now. He'll be the 8th man to bat in the Diamondbacks 7th.
Pitch tailed back to the near the middle of the plate. Waldy's waiting on it to come back and whacks it into left field.
Well, if there's going to be a big swing from Corbin Carroll during this offensive downturn, now would be a good time. Ruben Abel out there to kind of calm the waters with activity in the bullpen behind Marquez. Now this from Andrew the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew the home buyer.
They have more effective options behind Marquez, who, let's give him credit, pitched outstanding baseball his last time out, picked up a 5-inning save, the first of his career. But he's had a rough go of it here tonight. And more activity in that San Diego bullpen. Bradley Rodriguez, the right-hander, who has worked several times this year as an opener for the Padres, is getting loose. Here's Corbin now, 0 for 3. 98, 102, 105, 108, all exit velocities in this 7th inning off Diamondback bats. One kind of half joked about Erod's rough start. He started that game 3 starts ago here when they trailed the Cardinals 7-0. They were down here 8-0. They came back to win that game against St. Louis. Well, yeah, just saying. It's 2-0. Two home runs in the inning. Arenado and McCann. Corbin hits it hard to second, but Cronenworth gets a glove on it. Carroll 0 for 4. They put a 4 spot on the board in the 7th. They've cut the lead in half. It started with Arenado. Nolan's 16th, and then McCann is 4th. RBIs in 8 consecutive games for James McCann, and through 7, They trail at 8-4.
Liberty.
Well, it's ball game again here at Chase Field. Back within slam range. Trailing Padres 8-4. Let's get a look around the National League wild card races. Most of this news is good for the Diamondbacks. The Phillies, however, beat the Nationals at home, so they're a half game ahead of the D-backs for that second wild card. Diamondbacks now in third, 2 up on the Padres. The Marlins lose at Atlanta. They're 2.5 back. Cubs beat the Dodgers 5-1. Chicago has the top wild card. St. Louis is 4.5 off the pace. They lost to the Bronx. And the Pirates are 4 back of the final wild card spot. They lost at Milwaukee. Set for the 8th inning. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks is the impressive rookie, 27 years old, Gerardo Carrillo. He'll face Manny Machado. Carrillo has done a wonderful job since making his major league debut late last month. He's made 4 appearances, going 2 innings each time, and has earned wins in each of his last 2 outings. Tuesday at Pittsburgh, then again Saturday at Cleveland. Lost the handle on that sweeper. Defensive changes behind Carrillo. Ryan Waldschmidt moves from center over to left, replacing Max Kepler after Barossa hit for Kepler, and Jorge takes over in center field. It's been a big night for Manny Machado. 3 for 4. He's knocked in 4 runs. And that one is headed for the seats and out of play. Machado, an RBI double in the first, a 2-run single in the second. An RBI single his last time up. He's 3 for 4. And the 6th inning RBI single was his 700th run batted in as a Padre. His 8th season now in San Diego. He's been a Padre longer than he was an Oriole. Half the season with the Dodgers. Carrillo continues to impress as Manny goes after that split finger pitch.
Real good splitter that time by Carrillo. Oh, man. There you see that split grip on the horseshoe of the baseball, causes that tumbling rotation. If nothing else, it serves as a tremendous straight changeup, but that ball had a lot of downward movement.
Ty France, the cleanup hitter, 0 for 4. Gerardo Carrillo signed a minor league contract with the Diamondbacks in December. Pitched well at Reno, 33 relief appearances. And he has been even better here in the big leagues. Just his 5th career appearance. 27-year-old rookie. He'll be 28 next month. This should stay playable for Corbin and Wright. 2 quick outs for Carrillo. Carrillo spent most of last year with the Rangers AA affiliate, the Frisco Rough Riders. He had 40 relief appearances there, 7 saves coming off Tommy John surgery, which had cost him all of his 2024 season. He's had a lot of injuries working his way up through the minor leagues, which is why he's a bit of a late bloomer. Jackson Merrill now. Carrillo, 27, signed by the Dodgers as a teenager out of Guadalajara, Mexico. He had been training with the Tijuana Toros in the Mexican League. He got signed for $75,000. Dodgers liked his stuff, but traded him to Washington at one point as part of a Max Scherzer, Trey Turner deal. He was pitching in the Nationals minor league system when he missed that 24 season with Tommy John. He has found his way now to the Diamondbacks. It's 1-1. Merrill's had a good night. He has 3 of their 14 hits, 3 singles. He's scored twice and knocked in a couple of runs. Diamondbacks in the bottom half of the 8th inning. We'll have Perdomo, Barossa, Marte scheduled up 2, 3, and 4 as they try to come back from an 8-0 deficit.
Love to get that 3rd out right here. Get back in that dugout, swinging the bats again. Had some momentum building there in that 7th inning.
Sure did. Sun Moon Song, who took over for Bogarts at short, will be next. It's 2-2 on Jackson Merrill. Rolls over to second. Gerardo Carrillo continues to impress. 3 up, 3 down in the 8th. Down 8-4. Well, it was 8-0 at one point. It's now 8-4 after a 4-run 7th, highlighted by 2 home runs. Our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing. Cool plays of the game. Arenado is 16th. McCann is 4th. James now has matched Gonzo and Goldie, a Diamondbacks record with RBIs in 8 consecutive games. And it's a ball game again as Bradley Rodriguez, the 22-year-old right-hander, is on for San Diego. He'll face Geraldo Perdomo, who has 2 of the Diamondbacks' 6 hits. He has singled twice. Here's Rodriguez. His 47th appearance of the year, an excellent 2.44 earned run average. Does work occasionally as an opener. On in the 8th now and misses away at 99. Needs some base runners. And Perdomo trying to oblige. It's in the gap, but Workman is there. 100 miles an hour off the bat, or off the arm, I should say, of Rodriguez for the first down.
Rodriguez looks like one of the guys we used to talk about has a fast arm. He really whips that arm forward when he delivers the ball to home plate, which generates all that velocity.
He's 22 years old, native of Venezuela. The Velo running out there to check in with the plate umpire Paul Clemens about something. Maybe a bookkeeping question.
Well, whatever it was settled quickly.
Barossa singled and scored when he led off the 7th. Came on the pinch hit for Max Kepler, took over in center field. Question that's going to come up, if it hasn't already, can the Diamondbacks maintain this type of success, having won 15 over the last 21 without Corbin Carroll and Ketel Marte playing anywhere near to their potential? They are combined 0 for 7 so far tonight, and that's a trend that has continued now for the better part of 6 weeks. They've been able to overcome that with more of a 1 through 9 approach. They have the best record in the National League since July the 9th, but this is a good example tonight. They need those 2 guys.
Yeah, no question about it.
They've been out hit 14-6. They're down 8-4.
Especially what Corbin brings to the table. Talked about it many times. When he gets on base, it changes the game. You've got to hold him on base. The middle infielders are going to cheat toward the bag at second a little bit in case he tries to run. The pitcher's going to change what he throws to the hitter. The catcher's going to change what he calls when you have speed on the bases.
Create some chaos. And Jorge thought about a challenge. They do have 2 left here, and you're already in the 8th inning, but Paul Clemens says strike 3. Let's have a look. Might have been challenge worthy. It's the 2nd out. So here is Cataldo for 3. Struck out his last time up against Herman Marquez. James McCann was the one who pointed out near the end of that road trip that they're no longer a club that's living and dying by the 3-run homer. But, you know, 3-run homers worked out pretty well for Earl Weaver.
Yeah.
They're nice to have once in a while. Ketel sends it out to left once more for Workman. And Bradley Rodriguez works a 1-2-3 8th inning. It is 8-4 San Diego. Hey fans, the Cubbies coming to town later this month, and you can purchase a special event ticket pack for the game on Tuesday, August 25th, when it's Women's Night here at Chase Field. You'll get a ticket to the game against the Cubs and this D-backs charm bracelet. Just go to dbacks.com/women to get your tickets. And again, if you're planning on coming to the Dodgers series this weekend, you better get on at dbacks.com. Those tickets are going quickly. 47 appearances for Jonathan Loaisiga, who gets the 9th inning here. He has had a rough go of it as of late. Loaisiga's given up runs in 3 of his last 4 appearances. Had a loss at Washington and a blown save at Pittsburgh, but did pick up a win Friday at Cleveland.
He has been really good here at Chase Field, however, scoreless in 18 of his last 19 home games. 2-0 record with an 0.98 ERA over that stretch.
I'm feeling it. Here's our guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. That's. Dude, I think he might need medical attention.
Yeah, I think so.
He did it through the whole break. Little Guns N' Roses for you. Sung Moon Song starts off the Padre 9th. That big upper 90s sinker from Loaisiga, that's his signature pitch. He'll usually back that up with a changeup to the lefties. Can't make it to the ballpark, don't forget our dbacks.tv offer. Give you the rest of the season, just $17.99. dbacks.tv, presented by Progressive. Get on board the bandwagon for this pennant chase. Diamondbacks holding a wild card spot right now, trying to hold off the Padres, and you can watch every game rest of the year, just $17.99. dbacks.tv. Subject only to national exclusivities. That's where you go for all the information. dbacks.tv. $17.99 for the rest of the year. Nothing better than a pennant race in August and September. I mean, it's a little different division, wild card, whatever. The point is, the race is on. It's a lot of fun.
And like you said earlier, not only following the D-backs, but you got to follow 5 or 6 other teams.
A lot of work. We'll keep you posted on stuff. Things have pretty much gone the Diamondbacks' way in terms of the opposition. But not so much here as Loaisiga issues a leadoff walk down 8-4 in the 9th. And as another former Yankee once said, that's not what you want.
Not at all.
Freddie Fermin, the catcher, an RBI double. He's 1 for 4. Padres for the moment 3 over 500 and 2 back of the Diamondbacks for that final wild card spot. That will obviously change here. That is just beyond Arenado, and it rolls into left. The first 2 aboard in the San Diego 9th. Second hit for Fermin. He found a hole over there.
Top spin grounder. That second hop just stayed down underneath the glove of Arenado that time.
Jake Cronenworth now. Cronenworth was in the 8th spot against the lefty Eduardo Rodriguez. Erod had a rough night. 3 in the first, 3 more in the second. They were down almost right away, 6-0. He has singled twice, 2 for 4. Song at second and Fermin at first. Now 15 hits for San Diego. Arenado will play in on the grass, keeping an eye on Cronenworth.
Yeah, Tawa was drawn in front of the baseline at first base as well.
Nolan has backed off several steps now, even with a bag at third. Starting to creep in again here. Swings away on the 1-0, and that's into right. It's another Padre hit. Song coming around. And the throw is into third, where Fermin is safe, and it's 9-4. The first 3 have reached against Loaisiga. And another run home for the Padres. Third hit tonight for Cronenworth.
Just out of the reach of Tim Tawa, who maybe if he was playing a little bit deeper, he knocks that ball down. Maybe he even starts a double play. Who knows? But playing right in, even with the baseline down there at first, and it scoots by him into right field.
Greg Stammen, the Padres manager, had his closer, his all-star closer, Mason Miller, warming up, but he's been joined now by Griffin Canning. And you would think at 9-4 and possibly more on the way that you could give Miller the night off, because he's about as deadly a weapon as there is in that role. And Canning is the one warming up now, and Miller has sort of been put on hold out there. First three have reached: walk, single, single, run home. Bowen bats ninth, the rookie. He has singled and been hit by a pitch.
Yeah, Mason Miller last pitched on August 1st against the Giants. He blew a save in that game, but ended up getting the win.
Some guys have all the luck. And the question of, does he just need the work, or do you want to save
that's
him?
what I was wondering, if he's one of those guys that feels like he needs regular work to stay sharp.
Slowly hit to third. Nolan coming home. They've got Fermin hung up. Arenado chases him back to the plate. Loaizaga is in a foot race, and he's able to apply the tag. How should that have been executed?
Better than that.
Well, that's one answer.
I mean, they tell you in spring training when you're working on rundowns that there should be one throw. And for sure you don't want your pitcher to be the last guy handling the ball. And there was nobody covering home plate when Loaizaga made that tag right there.
5-2, 5-1 on the put out. Gage Workman, the Valley native, gets his second at bat in his Padre debut tonight. He struck out the first time. So Cronenworth is at second, Bowen at first. One away, and here is Workman, who was plugged into Tatis's spot, the leadoff hitter. Just acquired yesterday from the Tigers. Four-seamer, that's sort of the fourth option for Loaizaga, but we start to see it a lot more recently. Usually it's sinker, changeup, curveball, but that four-seamer makes an appearance now and again. Bounce to second. Cattell for one. Perdomo returns it. Well, things got a little harder. The Padres tack on a run. It's 9-4, bottom nine coming up.
Lunch meal with new Jibbies.
Welcome to Jock in the Box.
A rough one for the local nine. They're down 9-4. Padres jumped Erod early. 3 in the first, 3 in the second. It was 6-0 at one point, 8-0 at one point, in fact. Diamondbacks got 4 in the home half of the seventh, trying to make it close. Now they're down 5. And a reminder, post-game preview brought to you by Talking Stick Resort. Jody Jackson, Mark Gray standing by. So with a 5-run lead and 3 outs away from evening this series at a game apiece, the Padres go to the right-hander Griffin Canning, who after 5 seasons with the Angels and a year with the Mets is on 17 appearances this year, 11 starts, but he's kind of in that nebulous swingman role as they sort of figure out a rotation.
He's another guy that throws 7 different pitches. He throws mostly four-seamers, slider, changeup. Also has a sinker, a knuckle curve, a cutter, knuckle ball, a sweeper. Just goes on and on.
Arenado, who homered in the 7th, leads off the 9th. Home run for Nolan, his 16th of the year. Canning's ERA, as you saw a moment ago, not exactly stellar. It's over 6.5. He's 3-9 in his 17 appearances. Signed as a free agent back in February. There's a mutual option for next season. Nolan pokes it behind second. Cronenworth is able to track it down, makes the over-the-shoulder catch, and there's one away. Well, it's been a solid Diamondback debut for Lars Nootbaar, a guy that we've always seen have very good plate discipline at the plate. Works counts, sees pitches. So far he's 0 for 1. He's walked twice as the DH. I'm very happy to be here. Nootbaar said did not go. Said earlier this afternoon that he couldn't have imagined a better place to get traded to. He was thrilled to be sent to Arizona from St. Louis. He's got friends here in the area. His good buddy Nolan Arenado, now a teammate again. He's a West Coast guy from Southern California, played at USC, so very happy to be in the National League West. And that's the second out. Well, it's up to Tim Tao to keep this thing alive. Casey Mize goes for the Padres tomorrow night. It will be his Padre debut, acquired yesterday from the Tigers. He's up against left-hander Mitch Bratt. Diamondbacks have back-to-back rookie starters going the rest of this series. Bratt tomorrow, and then Cole Drake in the finale Thursday. Dodgers in for 3 starting on Friday. And again, we urge you to get your tickets. Dodgers series already over 40,000 plus for all those games, so they're going fast.
Now look at it this way. Every ticket you buy for the Dodger series is a ticket that the Dodger fans can't get.
Aggressive consumerism. Cronenworth has ended the ball game. Canning makes short work of the Diamondback 9th inning of the Padres, who led it 6-0 after 2. Win it 9-4, and this series is even at a game apiece.
Well, I hate to belabor the point, but going all the way back to that second inning, the error by Ketel Marte that should have been an inning-ending double play, and the score would have been 3-0 after 2 instead of 6-0.
Diamondbacks trying to hang on to that wild card. They drop a game to both Philadelphia and San Diego as things get just a little bit tighter. Jody Jackson and Mark Grace are next. The postgame show follows on D-Backs TV.